doing? How you doing? How you doing? Welcome to Healing is Freedom podcast. I am your host, Vanita Queen Abrams. Episode 18, you guys. I'm so calm, cool, and collective because we got a guest that's going to teach me how to use movement to relax. So I'm going to be relaxed because I'm going to have to up tempo myself in a minute with this fabulous Chicago's emotional intelligence expert, Mrs. Domonique Briggs. You'll meet her in a second. But let's say this. Let me say something to you guys. A lot of times when we are working on ourselves, we have distractions. Mhm. We have distractions. And what distraction brings is stress, anxiety, depression, and anger. Sometimes we get so pissed off with things happening, but here's the key to it all. And I believe with the emotional intelligence piece today, we're going to learn a lot of times while we're going through the things that we're going through right now is because we didn't unpack them as a kid. It's because our moms and our dads and our siblings and our community and even some peers in your classrooms did something to alter the emotional intelligence in you. And as a result, because we are black people that say, hey, we must keep on keeping on, we must survive regardless, we sort of pack that stuff away and put a smile on as a facade and live life the best way we can every single day. And then it shows up in our adult life. I'm going to park right there because at this point, I want to introduce an expert. I'm just someone that went through everything y'all talking about. Okay, I didn't get a degree on none of this. Okay, so we're gonna talk to Mrs. Domonique Briggs, Chicago's finest. Give it up. Welcome
Thank
to
you, my
Healing
love.
is Freedom podcast.
Thank you so much.
How are you doing?
I am excited to be here.
You are so pretty.
Oh, so are you.
Thank you.
And this whole setup, I walked in, I'm like, yes, even though it's red.
It's okay.
I
She's
don't
an
do much
AK,
with
y'all.
the
It's
red,
okay. It's okay.
But it's beautiful. It looks royal and
It
elegant
is.
for two queens.
That's
okay?
right.
Miss Corporate America, Illinois in the building, and the queen of Chicago. Come on now. So I'm doing well. Thank you for having me here.
I am so excited about this topic. I'm having a little anxiety about the dance move that we're going to do later, okay? Because, I just started back in the fitness realm, so my body don't operate and move like it used to.
Look, but who you got here with you?
The expert.
Okay, all right.
Period. Okay, this is episode 18, and we are talking about the power of movement.
Yes.
The power of movement. And I'm going to add something on that, too, because a lot of times we move because we hear music.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's interchangeable. What do you think about that? Music and movement. Do you think it's interchangeable? Do you think it works side by side? Or is it two separate entities as it pertains to power?
Yeah, I don't think they're interchangeable. I don't think that you can replace one with the other, but when combined, I think they're powerful.
Okay.
I think that music in itself and movement, dance, any of that, but music specifically is a spiritual experience. That's why it moves you internally. Movement is something that you do intentionally to release whatever's coming up in your spirit. So when you combine them together, it empowers you, it uplifts you, it helps to free you so that you can heal from the things
Healing
that
is
you
freedom
hide from
podcast.
other people. Okay.
Okay. So, and that makes a lot of sense. Because me not being the expert in it, I'm looking at it like, okay, if I'm dealing with an emotional situation and I turn on some music and I'm listening to it, it's therapeutic, but I start moving with it. And I that's why I thought it probably would be interchangeable because it makes me move. And when I'm moving, it's like a serene, like serenity sort of thingy. Like music takes me away from everything. And then the little movement to it and music both, it's like I guess like a, I don't know, like a complete package.
Yep.
But when you said that, you're right. It is two different types of entities.
Because even in the language that you just used, the music came first. The music made me move. You weren't moving and then you turned on the music and the music aligned with your movement. The music came first and it allowed you to relax or see yourself in whatever the experience the music was creating. And then now here comes the movement so that you can release whatever it is that you were feeling. So.
I said we got an expert, baby. You better put some respect on this queen's name, okay? Thank you for breaking it down. So the next time you guys outside kicking it and you hear your sound, understand that that movement and that sound is two different entities, but together they're powerful.
Absolutely.
So let's talk about power.
Yeah.
Talk to me of this powerful black woman sitting here who happens to be an AK. It's okay. It's okay. Tell me about yourself, Miss Briggs.
41.
Oh my God.
Can't believe that. And I'm like, this is 2025. So I started doing SEL work in 2018. So now that's been about 7 years.
Yeah.
But in that work, it started in the classroom when I was working with the students to help build a culture that felt more restorative. Then as I was doing that work in a variety of schools in Chicago, I realized that the adults need more support than the kids.
You better say it.
Because there are so many programs that are created to support this development in our students, but there's not coming from. I was never a CPS teacher. I was a teacher in a charter school, but I worked with a lot of CPS teachers when I became an instructional coach. And what I see, oftentimes you can relate to this, there is a framework or a new product that is introduced, and it's like, roll this out.
Right, and throw the other way.
Come on.
Exactly, yes.
Roll this out, but where is the support with implementation? So that's why I started my company, so that I can help the adults who help the children increase their own emotional intelligence. So we don't have people yelling at the students during SEL blocks when they're supposed to be helping them to manage their emotions and they don't know how to manage their own.
Wow.
So
that's powerful.
Thank you.
That's a lot. And you know what's so amazing about what you just said is it's a need.
It is a need.
And sometimes, and not 98% of the sometimes, we don't say all the times, some people don't even realize that they need it.
Oh, absolutely.
They're walking around here all frustrated, fluttered. And I mean, I can see people driving out. I can be in my car, Dominique. I kid you not. And I can look over and person just mad for no reason.
She must have seen me driving to school with Eva.
Oh, you be doing that.
I'm trying not to. And it's funny that you even said it, because I didn't realize that was a thing for me until my children pointed it out. This maybe 3 or 4 years ago.
Wow.
They're like, Mommy, you got road rage. I said, no, I don't. It's just people are always, why would they walk out in front of me or like do it? She was like, well, it seems like it only happens when we're in the car with you or Dad, because he has it bad. And so I was like, wow. I guess so. So don't be talking about me like that.
I don't mean to. But you know what? I've always been taught to carry a smile. I was self-taught that, to just carry a smile. My grandmother told me way back when, never let them see you sweat. Never. Because when a person know they got you, and if they hurt, they like hurt people, they're going to keep pecking and poking at you, literally, over and over again. But anywho, I noticed that, and this is why we're having this conversation. So talk to me a little bit about how you feel as a person when you deal with your emotions. How do you unpack your emotions? Because experts are the worst experts for themselves.
Listen.
Nurses are the worst nurses for themselves, doctors and so on. So let's talk about, how do you deal with your emotions? Or, let's talk about it.
So before we jump into that, I think it's going to be a great segue to, I want to challenge what you were taught around always having to walk around or walking around with a smile on all the time and not letting people see you sweat.
Well, you see me like that.
Look. But this is one of the ways that I process and unpack my emotions, because I am okay being vulnerable in front of others. I don't mind if you see me upset, or if you see me crying, or if you see me tired or whatever, because I am a human being and God gave me these emotions not to hide them, but to have a human experience. So for you to think that I'm supposed to walk around smiling all the time and everything is pleasant is not authentic. And I vowed, COVID made me vow that I'm going to show up authentically in every space that I occupy. So you are going to hold space for me or you're not. But either way, I am going to be myself and not feel bad about it. So that's the only thing that I wanted to challenge with that, because it's okay for you not to have a smile all the time, And then also in that regard, I feel like having a smile at home, maybe even at school too, because I was like this when I was a teacher, but having a smile all the time in front of them kids, in front of those children, in front of them kids, like I said, sets a false expectation for them. Because what happens when they are not able to maintain the smile all the time, and they're like, well, Miss Briggs or Miss Queen is always smiling. Like, there's something wrong with me because I can't. No, it's not. You human. I am human.
Yeah.
So the same way that you experience these emotions, I do too. And I'm going to show you how to manage them without having this fake smile plastered on my face all the time.
But see, I look at this is the challenge.
Yeah, come on.
So every day I wake up, I'm intentional with my mood.
Yes.
Okay, I don't care what happened yesterday, because nothing is this is authentically me.
Yes.
Even when I'm upset, I'm doing like this here. That's me. I mean, and that's why I couldn't stand COVID when we put the mask on, because I feel like it radiates. And if a person's having a bad day, they see me smiling, they'll have a better day. It might not change how you're feeling, but it can interrupt that feeling for a second to heal. The other thing is, when I show up for those children, I let them know that regardless of, because here's the thing, whatever I'm dealing with right now, I can't change it if I frown. I can't change it if I yell and scream and holler. It's going to be what it is. It's got to take its course. It's got to run its course. So my thing is, the only thing I got control over when it comes to a situation where life start life in, let me say that, the only thing I got control over is how I receive and how I accept it and what I put in it and how much energy I give it. That's the only thing I don't have any control over. If right now, God forbid, we have a tsunami, and they say, get under, I can't do anything about it. But how I perceive that tsunami is the only thing. And so my whole thing in life, period, I kid you not, a real quick story. My house burnt down in 2010, called fire. I won't say burnt down.
This house?
Because we still in the right. So I won't say burnt down. Because we still in it.
It's beautiful.
But it caught fire. Thank you. It caught fire. I had 100 people down there singing the roof is on fire. That part, it really was on fire. They all left, because I used to give these little big parties. I'll talk about that later. It's in my book. But anywho, my sorors did not understand how I was still smiling when I lost everything. When I say I lost everything, I lost everything. And the only thing that I was able to hold on to was my right frame of mind. I did not know at the time when I lost my house that I even had insurance, because I didn't have a job. I had lost my job, lost my job, lost my house. Something was going on with my son. My cars were down. And all I had was my ability to look at this and thrive. It's like, you know what? I ain't lose my man. I said, God, and I know good and darn well you didn't bring me this far to leave me. So what I'm going to do is operate in the essence of silence and humbleness. And this is when God talked to me the most and the longest. He was the loudest. He said, stop casting your pearls on swine. That was the lesson. He said, walk by faith and not by sight. He said, you don't have anything, but let me provide for you. I had no other choice. So because I kept hearing that ring in my, I put on a big, huge play that year. Everybody's like, what on earth? Queen don't have a job. Queen just lost her house. She's in a temporary house. Queen, why is she still smiling? Because the only thing I have control over, Domonique, is how I perceive that situation. And that was in 2010. So when I got through that, everything else, everything else. Do I have my days where I sit there and thought and rest my cheekbones? I do. But my humility is still within. So that's how I channel energy and trauma and anything that comes my way. If I have my setbacks, I'll call my therapist. If I do get angry, but it's not going to hold me. And I'm not going to walk out with it. Because I want I want people, when I am an environment changer.
Come on.
I learned that.
An energy shifter.
I am. Nothing stays the same. And I know that power I have. So just as strong as my great energy, I can give you that negative energy, and I can mess up your entire life. And I know I can't do that, because that's not what God put me down.
Oh my gosh, he keeps dropping it in my spirit, especially because what we were talking about before we started rolling the cameras. As you are approaching this next season of your life, where you are reminding yourself that your emotions matter.
Period.
As you think about how you affect other people, I want you to remember you. What I keep hearing every time you say something is, but what about you? Right? You said, I walk out with this smile because my smile may be what somebody else needs to brighten up their day. As soon as you said that, God said, but what about you?
Still.
Right? And still, so there, One of the things that I work with my clients, my friends, my children, myself, my own mom, you cannot be as effective as God wants you to be for other people if you are not taking care of all of the parts of you. And yes, having a positive perspective and gratitude and all of that is absolutely necessary. But what about the other things that are going on inside of you that are not positive? I just want you to give yourself grace as time permits to show up in a way that doesn't always have to be that for somebody else, because you never know, that one time that you go outside and you're not smiling because you can't find it or whatever might be the time frame that somebody sees that and y'all can relate on that, and then y'all make each other smile because God is also thinking about you.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to just be a quiet
It's
time.
funny you said, it's not funny, but it's amazing that you're saying this, because this is a me season.
Yes.
I just mentioned this earlier. This is truly a me season.
Yes.
And because it's new to me,
Yes.
and it's true to me now,
Yes.
I'm still learning how that looks.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
I'm still learning how that looks. So I thank you for that. I'm still, because all of my life, I had to fight, right? All my life I've appeased and took care of everything.
Yes, you have.
And everybody else but me.
Yes.
And now, this new thing I got going on, I'm still trying to unpack it. I am.
Yeah.
But it feels good.
Yes.
I'm here to tell you, I wake up like, when I say I don't worry about a living soul, for the first time in my life, girl, you about to make me cry.
Come on, it's okay. Most people cry when they be talking to me. And especially in these settings.
I don't worry about a living soul. It really is all about me. This is my selfish season.
Yes.
I've never said that in my life.
Come on.
And I feel good about it.
As you should.
And so I thank you for that. But we're going to get off. I'm not on me.
No, look.
So,
we know, let's stay here. Let's stay here, right? Because you have been wildly successful with the perspective that you are unlearning, the skin that you're shedding, right? My framework that I use right now, we talked a little bit about this too, it's called the more framework, right? You deserve more.
Yeah.
It means that if I have a deeper understanding of myself and others, then I can build relationships that lead to elevation, right? So now where you are in this season, this deeper understanding of myself is going to allow you to see other people differently and deepen or strengthen or build new relationships that are going to lead to a different type of elevation than what you have already experienced. So it is okay for us to talk about you.
Thank you.
You are the source of all of that, right? So don't stray away from it. And I also, right now you're waking up feeling good, but I also want you to not get discouraged when it feels uncomfortable. Because there are going to be time frames where your boundaries are set and it don't feel good. People don't talk about that a lot. It hurts to disconnect from people that you love because they're not respecting your boundaries and loving you the way that you need to be loved.
So I've taken just 1 second. I'm over that hurdle. I'm not dealing that hurdle there. That was one of the hurdles this year was dropped.
Yes.
I'm over that part. Trust me, I am.
Hold space for what I'm saying, because I asked God to speak to me and give me the words that are necessary for his people, and he just shared that with me. So hold space. Okay. I believe you that you have really worked through it and you have overcome in that area. Yeah. It is not linear. That's what I want you to know. Okay. It's not just like, all right, here's one thing and then now I'm going to the next. Right. And now I'm going, especially as you are shedding skin. You are operating in a new normal.
Yes, it is.
And there are going to be things that come up that you didn't really recognize or even have space to recognize back then when you were getting older.
I received this because I know it's new. It feels new. Every day feels new. Yes. It does. Every day feels... Domonique, I received that. Every day feels new. I'm going to share this. So the last 2 weeks... was challenging. You know, working on my doctorate degree. Yes. And I received my date, October 24th, 2027 is my graduation date.
Yes. Is that still Libra season?
I don't know. Don't say
Libra. I'm a Libra.
I know, but yeah, it was a whole that's
off
camera conversation.
Okay, my bad. All right, we back.
But I love female Libras. Yes. Female Libras kind of challenged me. But I just 2 weeks ago, since we're speaking on me, two weeks ago, I was triggered. Okay. I mean that day that you talked about happened 2 weeks ago. What happened was I got an F. I've never received an F before in my entire life. Okay, and I'm talking. I got 2 master's degrees. I've never received an F in my life.
Yes.
This instructor gave me an F because a link didn't work. Okay, so she gave me an opportunity to fix it. And then I gave her another paper. 2 links worked, but the other one, I'm still trying to, I've been in school a long time, so I'm still trying to get the reference page together.
Yes.
So I thought she wanted me to put asterisks there since last time she gave me another F. It triggered me. I kid you not. I said, whoa, what am I doing? So I got on the phone with her and almost tears. And she told me, okay, how to fix it. So she went on and gave me an A- I received.
Okay.
I was so anxious to finish the 20-page paper because I did everything she told me to do. I read everything 4 or 5 times. I put it in, but I made a mistake and put the second paper in the last one, and it showed an F. And so I said, oh my God, I made a mistake. Please remove the paper. No, it will stay there until you put the new assignment in. So now I'm looking at these 3. Well, the other ones changed to A-minuses. This one here's, and so I said, okay. And on top of that, I'm starting back working out. And my trainer is very, 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 very aggressive.
Okay.
Very aggressive.
Okay.
And long story short, she called me, texted me, and was saying something, and I won't go into it because she might hear this, and then she make me do some jumping jacks. But anyway,
authenticity.
It was a lot going on that week, and so she was just too much pressure.
Yeah.
And so for the first time, I was able to say, listen, back off.
Yes.
I've never told no one to really back off like that. I said, back off.
Yes.
I said, right now, and this was during the girls' convocation at the school. She was, I said, I don't want to see you, I don't want to hear. I was just angry. I said, I got an F. Here you coming.
Yeah.
I'm just not good enough. I'm doing all I can do. Whoa. I'm not good enough to you. I did the paper. I'm not good enough with the paper. And then I thought about my marriage. I said, all that I did, I'm sitting here with these feelings. I hang up. I give the girls convocation. I come home and I'm in my feelings right now. And I just couldn't. Next day, I just didn't want to go to school. Yeah. So I'm crying, like I just wasn't good enough to him. So it broke all the way down. Somebody called my spiritual mom. So I called my spiritual mom. And then when I called my therapist, my spiritual mom, she made me get my clothes on and everything. And I went on to school. But when I talked to my therapist, she said this. She said, good job. I said, good job. I said, I can't stop crying. She said, every layer of healing is like an onion peeling.
Yes.
She said, you called. What you had called when you was going through stuff years ago? I said, no.
Yes.
She said, you're calling.
Yes.
She said, because you heal it and that layer is gone. Now you elevate it to a new level of self-conscious for your emotions. She said, that's good.
Yes, it is.
I said, well, thank you. I'm like, so my thing, I processed that to say, okay, so now what will be my next? So when I know that those things, because I didn't know this, my newness, like you said, those things are triggered.
Yes.
Me not feeling good enough. So now I got to work on that. So now this is a new page. It's okay. This chapter now is, what are you going to do to make sure you know you are good enough? What affirmation? So I went into movement and song. We're going back to what we're here for. Yes. And just start listening to this music. I see you. And I think it's some AI music because now they know my algorithm. This is what I look for. And all of this music is just feeding my spirit. And I'm stretching. I'm downstairs, and that's how I start processing where I'm at. This is why I'm here now. Yes. Able to say, no, I'm getting over that part. So that was just powerful. Yes. And when you said that, you're right, it will show up.
It is going to show up in a variety of ways. And most times it's going to come up when you don't expect it. So as a beautiful woman that is seasoned in this world, you seem to, we ain't never talked this deep, but I feel like our similarities are in control. We can control the environment, and that makes us feel secure, right? In this season, it's not going to feel like you can control it. And there's nothing wrong with you. You're just figuring out how to navigate these emotions that God gave you because you're realizing that they are important and a part of you. So the biggest piece of advice that I got years ago when I was going through a divorce from the kid's dad was to do things in digestible portions.
Okay.
So the first thing that not the first thing, one of the things that you said was, now I see this. What do I need to do in order to make me feel X, Y, and Z? All right, I see movement. I'm reading this. I'm doing whatever. That is a lot. On top of having a full-time job, and you run a business, and you are a mom and a grandmom and a beautiful woman that has a social life and all of these things. Yeah. So as you are, it's like drinking from the fire hose all at once, because this thing is new to you and you want to get it right. It's not going to be beneficial to you in that way, because you're going to get burned out and revert back to who you were, because that is what you were comfortable with. Remember when we were talking about how can somebody know what to do and not change? I experience that often. Being an educator, working with high school students, I learned a lot about child development. My oldest daughter right now is 17, and when she was 12 going into 13, she lost her mind. Like she not even like crazy lost her mind, but she did what adolescents do. Their whole responsibility, their whole job as adolescents at that age is to assert their independence. She did it in ways that I was not expecting. And my response to her, even though I knew better, it was hard for me to do better, because that's not the environment that I grew up in. I grew up in an environment with my dad and other people. I needed to do what they told me to do. There was no space for my opinions. It was my way or the highway. You get in trouble if you're not washing the dishes. I'm going to slap you in your face if you leave the door unlocked. I'm going to do all of these aggressive things because I am the dominant figure in your life. And my children don't respond well to that. Most children don't respond well to that. And I know this about adolescent development, and it was the hardest thing that I had to do in order to shift the trajectory. I knew how to do it, but it was hard for me, and it took... We are just now getting into a rhythm of understanding each other, and she is 17, about to be 18. That's 5-6 years. And I'm an expert. At that time, I wasn't an expert. Now I am an expert. I've been praying for that over the last few years or so. But I just say all of that to say, when you know better, it oftentimes makes it more difficult to do better, because you know these things and you're like, oh my gosh, I know. Why can't I get it right? And now I'm having an emotional meltdown over the fact that I have to learn this new way of being. So digestible portions allow you to take when kids come out the womb, they don't automatically eat steak and potatoes. Right. They drink breast milk, then they have oatmeal with the milk, then they'll have baby food, because you give it to them in pieces that they can digest. If movement is your thing right now, master that. If therapy is going to be a thing, master that. If journaling is going to be a thing, stay in a thing until you move to the next piece, right? So you can digest them, and then now you've built up this toolkit of things to use in crisis. Got you. Somebody come and say something to me that's triggered me. I know that movement works, so I'm going to try that first. Okay, that didn't work, then I might need to call my therapist or whatever. All right, that didn't work. I might need to journal myself, right? Because you've now tried these things and mastered them in digestible portions. I love that. Healing is Freedom podcast, guys. We're talking about, look, I'm on the chair right now, okay? Miss Queen on the chair right now, so y'all can go on a commercial break if you choose to, but I'm getting some healing right now, and I'm feeling free. You guys, subscribe to Healing is Freedom podcast. We are here talking to the specialist, Chicago's finest, Domonique Briggs. I really appreciate you. Intellectual, emotional intelligence on a whole nother level. And now we're going to merge onto the tools, because we mentioned with movement. Let's unpack that. Talk to me a little bit about that. So movement is a way to release that, right? I'm moving my shoulders around. I'm going to do some neck rolls to free whatever stress I'm holding inside of me. And one of the things that I do as a strategy with my groups and my clients in general is dance fitness, because it's fun and it doesn't require you to pick up 70-pound weights and do some deadlifts or whatever, but it combines music, that spiritual aspect, with movement to empower you to release in a way that is fun and joyful and create space for you to be able to deal with all the things that are happening. The song that we're going to dance to is called Move Your Body. It's a house song. I know what it is. House music. Oh, yes, you know that one. But that's the song that I use to warm up my classes, because it removes the anxiety around dance. Everybody thinks that they have to be a dance major or so flexible to do whatever. No, you don't. You can simply go left, 2, 3, 4, and right, 2, 3. Look at you. You know, it's okay. I love dance. Yes. And that movement itself is going to be a way to free yourself, to a road to freedom, for lack of better terms. And I love it.
So are we ready?
If you want to be ready, I'm not connected to the Bluetooth yet, but we can be ready. You ready?
You ready? Okay. So what we're going to do, we about to move now?
Yes. Are we about to move now?
Yes. So before we move, I just want you to because I know after the movement, we're probably going to end because I know we getting close for time. I can go on and on with this. We might have to
back for
let's say a part 2 or something because
back.
we didn't cover a lot, that we talked off this camera that I really want to be on this camera. Yeah. Can you just talk quickly about an avoided person that avoid giving? Well, how can I say this? A person that avoid giving their emotions to you.
Instead of talking about just avoiding, I'm going to talk about attachment styles in general. Okay. Right? So there are 3 prominent ones that I talk to my clients about, and myself too, because I'm digging more into that for myself, which is how I have attracted the most secure relationship I've ever been in. Even though he gets on my nerves, I love his dirty draws. But the 3 types of attachment styles are avoidant, like you said, anxious, like we probably are. I know I am for sure, but you may have some of that in you too. And then secure. Secure is a child or an adult who was raised, I don't necessarily want to say in a 2-parent household, but they had the nurturing and love from their maternal figure from birth. Right, so they are not raised on survival, they're raised on love, and it creates a secure attachment because I don't have to worry about you not meeting my needs, right? I don't want to say that that's uncommon, but it takes a lot of people some effort in order to get to that secure attachment space, right? Avoidant people, in their childhood, when their needs were not met, they didn't cry out, they learned that they had to take care of things themselves, so they shut off that piece of them. So now, because I've been practicing this, if you're 41 like me, for 41 years, I've been practicing turning off that part of me so that I don't not get my needs met, or I know that nobody's coming anyway, so I got to take care of myself and I don't want to look weak, right? That is now the disposition, the demeanor that I've taken because it has helped me to survive. Okay? Anxious people are the ones where, you heard of the Ferber method. Did you do that with your baby? It's the cry it out method. Right, where you let your baby cry in their crib when you're trying to get them to sleep on their own. So you allow them to cry and cry and cry and cry. And there are some children who will cry, and then they're like, my mama not coming, I'm gonna stop. Those people usually end up avoiding. But the children who are, and you can never calm them down, those kids probably will be an anxious attachment style. So that means that now when there is an opportunity or a time frame that you might leave me, I feel threatened, and I'm going to do everything I can to either protect myself. So for me, that looks like attack. Like there's never anybody, Lil Domonique says this, there's never anybody that's going to hurt me as bad as my mother did when she left me as a child. I'm never going to let that happen, ever. So it's either I'm going to attack first because I'm Domonique from Detroit, ask about me, or I will completely remove myself because I'm not, you don't get to have access like that to me, right? And that's my anxious attachment style showing up. For me to feel secure, control helps me because I'm anxious in my attachment style. For people who are avoidant to feel secure, they distance themselves or they shut down because now I'm not giving you that access to me. You can't see, you don't know how to handle it. You hurt my feelings, so now I'm going to cut that part off, which is easy for me.
Or somebody else hurt my feelings and I never healed from it.
It can be, but also there are that person before me might have hurt me deeply, but there's something in you that you might not even realize that you're doing. For example, a tone. Or asking me a question, because there are certain people that don't do well with being questioned and don't process it the right way, right? So you can ask me a question, or not anticipating or anything could set me off. And now, because my amygdala has flipped, I perceive that as a threat, and I'm now going to shut that part off.
Wow.
So it's attachment styles are very important to learn about, especially if you aspire to be in a long-term healthy relationship.
Well, when I get into my next husband, look, when I do, because it's coming, I don't know when yet, my boy ass is coming. Yes. We're going to come and sit with you, Domonique.
Before that.
Huh?
Before that.
Oh, right, before.
Yeah.
Right, when I meet him.
Yes.
And before we get into it, back up. Before we get into a relationship, we got to go talk to the specialist, Domonique. And if she give you a yay, we okay. If she say, no, wait a minute, baby, you going to sit on the side later. So, thank you so much for that.
Yeah.
I just want you to touch on that. Because what we're about to do now is
move,
because movement is what?
Medicine.
And it's
power.
It's power. It's some powerful. Look, it's some powerful medicine and movement. Yes, amen, somebody. It is. Thank you for tuning in to Healing is Freedom podcast. The next thing you're gonna do is we're gonna see instructor Domonique Briggs put it on me in a movement. So y'all sit back and relax and enjoy this here. You ready?
Yes, I'm ready. Okay. Feel loose. We shake it
I
out.
do.
Yes,
Yeah.
we shake it out. Okay. All right. Now let's have some fun. Let's have some fun. Okay. March with me.
Healing is Freedom podcast.